Meraki May. We're here. It's happening. It's May, and we're talking about Meraki. Thanks for being with us for our Meraki May event. This is our first event, Workplace Evolution with Meraki, and then we're having another event coming up, I think on the 27th. Well, there will be Margaritas, but we'll tell you a little bit more about that in just a moment. So let's just walk through the agenda first, and then I'll make some introductions, and then we'll get started. So we're going to talk about the state of the evolved work environment. What's really happening now that we're kind of in this post-crisis, but still kind of in between with the pandemic. We're feeling better, but are we coming back? So we're going to talk about what's really going on in the work environment. We're going to talk about what are some of the challenges that we're seeing a lot of our customers have. And then how does Cisco Meraki help to resolve some of those issues? Then we're going to take a virtual tour of Meraki, and we're going to stop for some Q&A. So if you have any questions, and then we're going to talk about our amazing free trial where you're going to get your hands on some Meraki gear and test it out for yourself. My name is Krista Arthur. I'm part of the security practice here at VOX, and I'm just going to be your slide guide for today. We have Nick Kalensis, our CTO. Here at VOX. Nick is an technology and industry visionary and thought leader with over 20 years of experience helping our clients understand forward-thinking technologies like Meraki and how they apply to evolving business scenarios. So he would never admit this, but oftentimes when there's the smartest person in the room, it's Nick. So you really want to talk to him. Next, we have Vince Selly. He is a Meraki account executive, but we call him the account executive extraordinaire. He's been working with customers headquartered in San Francisco and the Peninsula. He's a good friend of ours here at VOX. He's been with Cisco for 4+ years, starting off with the collaboration team in 2017, and then has been with Meraki for about 2.5 years. So he's going to give you the lowdown on Meraki and how it's going to help you solve your workplace problems and networking issues. And next we have Stephen Johnson, who is a Meraki system engineer. We call him system engineer with the mostest. See, everybody gets a fancy title. He has been with Cisco for 3.5 years and started with the Cisco sales team. And he's going to walk you through the virtual tour. So you're really going to get an inside look of Meraki. And like we talked about earlier, you're going to be able to maybe get your hands on some Meraki gear yourself. So without further ado, I'm going to pass the baton off to Nick.
Thank you, Krista. Really appreciate it. So I want to tell everyone a little bit about VOX, and I'm super excited. You know, really from our perspective, technology runs businesses. It's people who run the technology. We're here to help the people in your organization do their job better, helping organizations prosper. And we really do that with our 6 practices: consulting, contact center, collaboration, network, security, and of course, wrapping it with managed services. And we really, truly believe that, you know, putting our employees first is key. Our VOX guarantee. So the VOX guarantee is measured not just on SLAs, but actually on actionable KPIs. And we stand behind it with service credits to ensure we meet your expectations. Because truly, at the end of the day, it's a relationship between us and the customer. Here are some recent survey results done in January 2021 by PwC. And I refer to the COVID pandemic as the largest POC, work from home concept or proof of concept of all time. But the interesting thing of this survey, it shows that 83% of employers now say they will shift to remote work, and it's been a success. And 13% of the executives prepared to let go of the office for good. And in some discussions, it's been even a little higher for my customer base. And 75% of the executives anticipate that at least half of the office employees will be working in the office. So really interesting, and we're definitely seeing a big shift from the work from home and from the office. While it's not necessary to exactly replicate the office, setting up the right work from home environment that is comfortable and functional is key. Also, we've evolved into a work from home environment to what we're now calling a work from anywhere environment. And that's why it's so key to have partners like Cisco with Meraki in play. We're all about helping organizations keep their workforce productive with seamless unified communications anywhere on any device delivered through the cloud. And of course, wrapping it with security and making it simple to operate in a work from anywhere environment. One of the interesting things is what we like to call is like this alternate reality. And it's really about understanding how your work from anywhere environment or work from home, how it really looks like, and enabling them to not only, again, as I said, not only replicate the office environment, but make it where it's more engaging, it's simpler, and also by empowering your employee and meeting their needs. So there's things critical like staffing, their home office environment, their surroundings, and also the higher touch points that you do. So it's really a holistic approach that we take. So in the hybrid environment, it's really, as we've evolved into this hybrid environment and with vaccinations rolling out rapidly, we are now shifting our discussions with organizations how to best handle this post-pandemic hybrid reality. And really, some businesses will have fully remote workforces, while many more will have hybrid ones, where workers split their time between working remotely and at the office. While quick fixes have been in place, I guess now for the past year, companies are now looking for an enterprise-grade platform and really can offer that end-to-end simplicity, scalability, quality of service, reliability, all within one architecture. And again, this is truly key, especially when we're moving from a work from home, work from anywhere, or in a hybrid environment. So how can we easily transition where we're not recreating the wheel as we move between these environments? And it's really an evolution. And what I mean by that is really understanding this hybrid workplace, as we stated, again, gaining the visibility, giving you the agility to really, truly have that stability, security, and the work from home environment. We truly believe that Cisco Meraki is the key pillar for that and enabling all the technologies and applications on top of that. So we're really excited to have the Cisco team with us so they can showcase the Cisco Meraki application and how it can definitely help our customers prosper moving forward.
Thanks, Nick. Next slide, please. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for joining us today. For those of you that don't know, Meraki was started back in 2006 with the first ever cloud managed access point. And from there, each product has been released and engineered to be set up and operated completely through the cloud dashboard, what we call the Meraki magic. Now, with over 15 years in cloud managed IT, Meraki is now operating at an unmatched scale in the industry today. And as evidence of that, I can't ever keep this slide up to date. You see here it says 460,000 customers globally. We just released new numbers this morning, up to 590,000 customers using the Meraki platform to adapt to this hybrid environment that Nick just took us through. We now, having been acquired by Cisco back in 2012, we have over a decade of investment, development, and integration with Cisco now. And Cisco has really doubled down on Meraki as the one and only cloud solution for Cisco customers across all market segments. This has been evidenced with investments in new Meraki products that integrate Cisco's ASIC chip, the MS390, for instance. So you now have the power of Cisco with the simplicity of managing those devices in Meraki's dashboard. There's also deep integration now with Cisco security products you're already using, like Umbrella and Duo. And the ability to scale, which we'll take you through in the next slide, has allowed customers on all ends of the spectrum to leverage Meraki's platform to scale their networks from anywhere from home teleworker solutions to 10,000 plus site deployments across the world. These solutions are purpose-built for every industry. We have solutions built for hospitality, retail, healthcare, manufacturing, higher education. So any network challenge that you have adapting in this new environment, we have a solution to help you make it happen. And Meraki is more than just cloud managed products. It's really a platform. We've built more than just excellent products. This platform accelerates business with data-powered products, open APIs and ecosystems, and cloud-first operations that are designed and built for ease of new and ease of change. Couple examples of that from the Meraki portfolio. Our MX product line is an all-in-one SD-WAN and security device that scales from a desktop teleworker solution to a large campus firewall, allows you to create site-to-site VPN connections in a matter of seconds, zero touch, full SD-WAN functionality out of the box with advanced security features like advanced malware protection, intrusion detection and prevention, to keep your workers secure and your network secure wherever those employees happen to be, whether they're in the office, at home, in a coffee shop, or in this new future, most likely all three of those. Switches, I already mentioned, are integrating Cisco technology to give you the power of the Cisco Catalyst line with the simplicity of Meraki's dashboard. Our wireless access points have built-in location analytics and BLE beacons, models that scale from home office solutions and hospitality specific solutions for your hotels, to high density Wi-Fi for a Wi-Fi only office environment, a stadium, and everything in between. Meraki smart cameras allow you to secure your workspace and also give you rich analytics acting as a sensor to power an infinite number of business outcomes. Mobile device management allows you to manage your remote devices, deploy security policies to employees both in the office and at home, provide easy access to corporate resources, and to enable users in this hybrid environment. Next slide, please. So Meraki's cloud architecture also allows for endlessly scalable deployments. Configuration templates are going to simplify these large multi-site sites in just a matter of minutes. And with Meraki, there's no need for pre-staging gear, sending people on site to configure it, or training local staff to manage the solution. You simply place your order, you configure your network remotely while the order is in transit, and then when the gear arrives at this remote location, even if not, they're going to then automatically download their configuration from the cloud, and that site will be up and running in a matter of minutes with no expert installation services required. Next slide, please. So Meraki is just as easy to manage and troubleshoot as it is to deploy. You can access the Meraki dashboard from any device, anywhere, anytime. It allows you to check the status of all of your local ISP connections across all of your sites, web application health, VoIP connections, the health of your wireless network, deep layer 7 visibility, allowing you to see down to the client level what's happening on your network to allow you to troubleshoot remotely. No need to send staff out when a network is down at one of your sites. You can do everything you would do on site right from the comfort of your home, on your cell phone, using the Meraki app, or on your laptop. Any configuration change you need to make can be done with just a couple of clicks. And like I said, no need to travel to that site, plug in, use complicated CLI. It's just a couple of drop-down menus, radial buttons, and couple of clicks. So this is going to allow your lean IT staff to efficiently manage large-scale networks really easily. And this is also going to reduce the total cost of ownership of operating your network. Next slide, please. So speaking of total cost of ownership, our cloud architecture ensures that your Meraki network is one of the only types of IT investments that's going to actually increase in value over time. At the time of any Meraki purchase, that purchase is sort of it's the base, right? We continue to build upon our products, and because of your connection to the Meraki cloud, new features are constantly being developed, and your Meraki license allows you to capitalize on this feature velocity. So what you're seeing here is just an example of the roadmap that we've gone through with some of our wireless devices. And you can see each new firmware release contains new dashboard and security features that automatically become available during the automatic or scheduled firmware updates, however you like to do it. It's another zero-touch solution, so no actions required from on-site or remote staff. You simply log on to your dashboard, and you'll have a new feature like wireless health available to help your remote troubleshooting. So with that, I'm going to turn things over to my colleague, Steven, to give you a little glimpse of what I've been talking about. And then after the quick demo, like Krista said, we'll tell you a little bit more about how you can try Meraki out for yourself.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. You guys can see the dashboard. Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, thanks for the pass over, Vince. So here is our Meraki dashboard. So this is actually a live demo. What we're looking at here is actually our Meraki headquarters in San Francisco. If we wanted to, we can drop down and see all the networks that we have worldwide. So we have different networks in San Jose, Sydney, Tokyo, Chicago. So globally, all over the world, and they'll connect automatically through our site-to-site auto VPN, which I will show you as we kind of go through this demo. But first of all, here is our network-wide page. So this is going to show you, first of all of your uplinks, your MX devices, which is our router and firewall appliance, our switches, our wireless, and it will show you the health of those. If any of those are alerting or offline, we'll be able to see that here, and we can dive directly into it. We can also see all of the different clients that are on our network. We can see the usage that they've used, their operating system, IP addressing. We can see what they're connected to, the VLAN. As you can see, we can add different columns to this view and get even more in depth on what each client is on our network. Another cool thing is we can also see all the different types of application they've been using and the usage. So for instance, if we wanted to look into a specific application, let's say Facebook, we can click into that application and we can see all the different clients that are actually contributing to this role. We can see their operating system, their usage. And if we wanted to, let's say, actually dive into that specific client, and maybe they're using a little bit too much data on Facebook, and we've seen that our network is running a little slow today, we can actually go into that specific user. We can see who they are, the applications they're using, and we can add a device policy. So if we wanted to just completely block them off the network, we could do that, or we can add what's called a group policy. And we have one already pre-built called Block Facebook. And we can also do that on a per SSID basis. So if we wanted to allow them to browse Facebook on the guest network, but we wanted to block it on the corporate network, we can go ahead and do that right there. And again, we can do that on a per client, per device basis. And I'll go into group policies and show you just how easy that is to set up. So again, the heart of Meraki is making difficult IT things very simple. And so here we can see that group policy. Again, this is for blocking Facebook. We can schedule that so we can have that on Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. We can change the timing on that. We can do different things like give users a custom bandwidth. We have layer 3 firewall rules, so source, destination, and then we also have layer 7 firewall rules. So here you can see we have Facebook, but we have a ton of applications that are pre-built. For example, if you want to block gaming, if you want to block web file sharing, et cetera, et cetera. And we can also do that on a per port basis, host name, countries, the list kind of goes on. And then a couple more things we have is we can actually tag users to a specific VLAN. We can do different security policies. So pretty granular what you can do with these group policies. And then once you have them built out, again, you can apply them to a specific client, a list of clients, and you can do that on this network-wide clients page. So next I'll go into our topology page. So this will be pre-built as well, and it will show you all of the different devices on your network. So essentially it kind of creates like a Visio diagram of your network. So here we can see the device. So this is a switch and it's connected into a bunch of our different access points. Here are cameras. Here's another rack of switches. And if you wanted to, you can dive directly into those devices just by clicking on it. So it saves you some time for making a Visio diagram and kind of shows you a full picture of your network. And if any links are having issues, they'll be either yellow if they're alerting or red if they're completely offline. And again, you can go into there and kind of troubleshoot those issues as they arise. So next I'll go into our security and SD-WAN appliance. So this is our MX line. You can have 2 different MXs, one as a warm spare, one active, one warm spare. Like Vince said, again, you can access your entire network anywhere in the world as long as you have an internet connection and a web browser. And you can see the different ports on the MX device. You can see your uplinks, the IP addressing, different power, and we have tools. So you can run ping tests, trace routes, see the throughput. So yeah, all of this data is very easy to view, very easy to see directly on the dashboard. And so like I alluded to earlier, we have networks worldwide, and they're all going to be connected through what we call our auto VPN technology. And it's as simple as setting up as just either turning it on and setting it as a hub or a spoke. So if you have everything set as a hub, it will create a full mesh, so a VPN tunnel with every other MX device. If you want it as a spoke, you can have it create those tunnels to the selected hubs. So you can have a default one, you can connect it to multiple. So kind of up to you and your preference. So we'll leave it as a hub for this one, since this is our headquarters. And then what we can see in our VPN status is all the different
I think Steven's been frozen out over there. Maybe it's windy.
devices
All right.
that it's actually connected.
Oh, okay. He's gone. That's okay. We're bringing it back. So,
Hello?
did he come back?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you
Sorry.
now.
Sorry about that. I don't know. Is everything good now? Can you see my screen again?
Yeah, not a problem.
Okay. Sorry. Hopefully I didn't fail out or miss too much. But again, here is our site-to-site peers. So we can see all of the different connections to our Meraki San Francisco appliance, and then we can see the uplink decisions. So we can dive into a specific WAN link, and we can see things such as latency, jitter, and loss. And then we can create custom performance classes based on these metrics and have the uplink decision fail over to that secondary WAN link if needed. So this is the SD-WAN portion of the MX device, and this is what's going to lead to optimal application experience. And again, making things super simple, you'll come into that SD-WAN and traffic shaping tab, and you'll have the option to either load balance, so you can have the traffic spread across both uplinks. If you have, let's say, like a gig line and then like 100 meg line, you can set that up right here and either have one as the primary, which is actually how we have it set up, or again, load balanced. If you do have the primary uplink, everything will go over that WAN 1 link, and then you can create flow preferences. So based on layer 3, any source, destination, and put it over that secondary WAN link. Or you can do it on a layer 7 basis. So you would come in here. A good example that I have is I actually have a gaming customer, and they need really low latency on their games. And so what we can do is we can create a traffic filter for all that layer 7 gaming, and then we can put that on WAN 2, and we can fail over if we create one of these custom classes right here. So for instance, we have Citrix, but we could create a new one, call it gaming, and make sure it has really low latency. And then again, we come back into this traffic filter, we select all gaming. I can't actually save it off because we are on that live network, but that would come right here, and we would select that gaming SLA. And if any of the traffic was over 50 milliseconds of latency, it will automatically fail over to that secondary WAN link. And that's going to happen in real time and create that optimal application performance for the user. So we can also do things like limit per client bandwidth, and then we can do different traffic shaping rules. So like higher priority for like web conferencing and stuff like that. Next, I wanted to go into the client VPN and show you how easy this is to set up. So again, like Nick alluded to, most of businesses are in work from home right now, and it might stay that way. So having a client VPN is very crucial, and we can easily set that up again in the dashboard. You're just going to enable it, point your users to this host name, and then have whatever type of authentication. We have cloud authentication if you don't want to set anything up, and then we also have Radius in Active Directory if that's something that your company uses. The very last thing that I'll show is we do have a security center. So any security events that happen will come into here, and then you can dive deeper into exactly what type of threat it was. And so you can get more information on what's going on the network. And if you need to add any more like firewall rules or et cetera to keep your network safe. So next I'll go into switches. Again, everything in the switches is cloud managed. So here you'll be able to see all the different ports, the client usage, the connections to that switch. You can click on a specific port, and again, there's no CLI. Everything is GUI based in the dashboard, and you can configure it directly from here. So we can name the port, we can change it from a trunk, tag it with different VLANs. We can add specific tags. So let's say like maybe an access point is connected to here. We can add that tag. And then what we can do is we can go into the switch ports tab, which will show all the switch ports on your entire network. And we can search things such as AP. And then if we wanted to make a configuration change to all these at once, we can select them all, go into edit, and then we can change all those ports at once rather than having to go into CLI and manually doing that on a per switch basis. So it makes it super easy and super convenient right here in the dashboard. We can add ACLs and different access policies. Just add it once and they'll be propagated to all the different switches. So no more going into running config and maybe making a mistake on one of them. Makes it much simpler just in the dashboard. So the switches really are set it up in the dashboard, plug them in, and then you can kind of forget about it. It's super easy. And if anything does happen to those switches, you'll get an alert on the dashboard and you can go in and remediate it very quickly. So I'll move into wireless. So this is where Meraki was founded. We actually came from an MIT project where students wanted to create a large wireless mesh, and they gave access points to the students and told them to set it up themselves. And they found that it wasn't as easy, even though they gave them instructions on how to set it up. And that's how the dashboard was actually formed. They created this dashboard, and instead of having them set it up, they did all the setup in the background and just had them simply plug it in. So here again, we can see all the different uplink traffic, IP addressing, radio settings. We can go into connections and see if there are any issues with clients. Performance metrics, so usage, how many clients, signal quality, latency, utilization. And then also every product has an event log. So we'll be able to see every single event that's happened on that device. Again, that's going to help with remediation. And if something does happen, we can go into this wireless health page. So if you've ever worked with wireless before, sometimes you know that it's like finding a needle in the haystack. You don't know if it's like an authentication, DHCP, DNS. So here is a one page that you can go to and see all the different connections. If there are issues with a specific client, or maybe it's the access point, and then you can go into this log and dive a little bit deeper. So maybe the user just types in their username and password wrong, or maybe they're actually not supposed to be on the network. Here is where we can remediate those issues. So next I'll go into access control. So each access point can have up to 15 SSIDs, and then you can control on a per SSID basis. So here we're looking at our Meraki corporate network, but if you can set up like a guest network, like an IT network, etc. And then you can have them join. You can just leave it completely open. You can have a password. You can authenticate with the Radius server. We also offer splash pages, so you can have them go through a click-through. You can have them go to your Radius server, Active Directory. We can even do Facebook login. So this is useful for some of our retail customers. They really like this, so you can have them log in with Facebook and then send them directly to your Facebook page where they can like your page and actually get like a coupon for your business. And then we also do offer a third-party marketplace where a lot of these companies have created things such as splash page logins and a bunch of different integrations that can further enhance these different access points as well as our cameras. And as I scroll to the bottom, we have different addressing and traffic for client IP assignment. So these all are roaming compatible, so you can move throughout the building and there will be no issues as you hop from access point to access point. Next, I'll go into our location heat map. So each one of our access points have a Bluetooth beacon, and this is going to get data, location-based data for each device. It's moving slow. Can you guys still see? Curse of the presenter. So that does not want to come up today. Oops. But what we do have is location analytics. So all of these devices, like I said, have a Bluetooth beacon, and it can see different data such as users that pass by, visitors that came within the vicinity of your access point, and then users that were actually connected as well. So once they are connected, we can see where they move within the building. And all of our APIs are completely open. So if you do have an IT team, you can create applications yourself, or again, we have a marketplace where other companies have created them for you. So you can definitely leverage that and get even more out of your initial investment. I'll just briefly touch on Systems Manager. It's our BYOD client, so you can install it onto your iPhones, onto your MacBooks, etc., and you can do posture checking and just make sure that all of these devices are compliant with your security standards. And then the last thing I will show is our security cameras. So here is a video wall. You can edit these different layouts, and you can add up to 16 different cameras and view it from the dashboard. And then what we can do with these cameras is we can do different things such as motion search. So we can select a specific area. So no one is actually in our building right now, but let's see if we can, if there was any motion in this area this week. So maybe Monday, 8 a.m. So everything is in natural language. We'll just select that.
Guess we haven't returned to the office yet.
Monday, 8 a.m. Okay, yeah. Another curse of the presenter, but essentially you would do that motion search right here. And if there was any motion detected in that area, in that selected time frame, you'll be able to see the results right here. And you can play that video back and export that to the dashboard, send that link to the police if there were any security events, upload it to Google Drive, to Box, etc. And then, so all these cameras are cloud managed. You can see it through the dashboard, but they do have onboard storage, so up to 512 gigs directly on them. And then you can do different things within the quality and retention. So if you want to enable motion-based retention, so it will delete footage older than 3 days in which no motion was detected. You can change the video resolution, change it to enhanced 1080p, and this is all going to change that retention period. And then like this camera has, is we actually have a cloud archive. So if you need a specific amount of data, so that one was 180 days, we can offer that license as well. But here's a better example. So if we enable that motion-based retention, you can see it went from 7 days to 18. And if we lower the resolution, it goes to 90. So you can kind of mess around with that for however long you need that retention on the camera. And we did just acquire a company called ModCam, and we're integrating their machine learning algorithms and their object detection into these cameras. So that is something that's coming in the future. And again, your investment will grow over time as we push out more software updates to these different devices. And I know I said that was the last thing, but one more really quick one is we just introduced a new called MT. So it's Meraki Things. So it's IoT devices and it's sensors. So we have a temperature and humidity sensor. So we'll be able to see readings of the temperature and humidity over time. We have a door open close sensor. So if like a server room, you want to make sure that door stays closed. And then we also have a water detection reader. So if there is any water leak in that server room, you'd want to know right away. And you can set up different alerts on these sensors to detect you or to alert you if any issues arise. Cool. So that is all I have for the demo.
That's the virtual tour. Thank you. I wish I had an applause machine, you know, so we could play it, an applause machine for Stephen. That was terrific. All right, let me see if I can get our slides back up. No. Kyle, can you help us get the slides back, please?
Yes.
Thank you. It's just
I think what's also important to note, I was going to say, I think what's also important to note is what's wonderful about the platform is, you know, from a customer perspective, you could manage as much as you want. And then from our perspective, we have some customers that manage it end to end, and there's other customers that manage maybe just the deployment, and we do the day two operational aspects. So what's truly wonderful is the platform is flexible enough to you can choose, you know, to manage and support what you want to or what pieces, and Vox can layer on and augment your staff as well too. So it's an amazing platform, as Vince and Steve both said. It's truly a platform to build upon. Fantastic. I wonder if any of our attendees have any questions. I'm going to check. Yes, someone asked, will this be recorded? It has been recorded, and everybody on will get the recording. So that's not a problem. Yeah, I really like the BYOD function. It really is nice. You know, it makes everybody's life so much simpler. And, you know, IT in general is such a thankless job, right? Nobody really appreciates you. So you get a little bit of your life back. And again, as Nick already mentioned, you know, when you layer in the Vox managed services with that, you even get more of your time back, so you can do more of the innovative and creative things. We're going to be talking about that at the Meraki and Margaritas. So I'm waiting for the margarita thing. I'm super excited about that. You know, exactly.
All right.
But it's really, you know, really at the end of the day too, Krista, it's really, you don't have to think about how your end user is going to connect back to your application. You don't really, you know, if when we do move back into the hybrid environment or work from anywhere, that's the true power of it. So, but allowing it to all be secure end to end as well. So
yeah, no, it's fantastic. So thank you. And now that we've had, so the way I like to think about these virtual tours, it's like watching your favorite chef on TV, right? And they're cooking, they have all the tools and everything, but it's really not until you get your hands on the tools, until you get your hands on all the ingredients, that you can really taste that dish and you know, and try it out for yourself. So with everybody that has registered today is going to be able to have an opportunity for a 30-day plus free trial with the Meraki gear. I'm going to let Vince tell us a little bit more about that process, but this is your opportunity, again, to, instead of just watching, to really get your hands on it and try it out for yourself.
Thanks, Krista. Yeah, as she said, we are offering a free trial of any and all Meraki products, me directly, or have, you know, go through your Vox account manager, and they'll reach out to Meraki. Really simple, just as easy to trial it as it is to, you know, deploy and manage a Meraki solution. So we'll send you a link to fill out a shipping form. We'll ship that out. The gear will arrive in usually around 2 to 3 business days. And once it's arrived, our free trial adoption team will reach out to you to schedule a time to help you get the solution configured the way you want it. It's very simple. We do have a rich knowledge base accessible publicly online, but to make this process as smooth as possible for you, we will proactively open a case with our support engineers to help you through this trial. So the free trial adoption team is available to you throughout that 30-day period. Like I said, you can trial any and all Meraki products. So if you'd like to really see the full power of the Meraki platform, we can actually send you one of every device so you can see how it all works together. Or if you just have a specific need for cameras or for wireless, we can set that up as well. And this will give you, we'll be sending brand new gear. So if you love it and you want to keep it, VOX can easily convert that trial to an order, so you can keep the gear. You won't have to do any reconfiguring. You'll have it already configured to your liking with the free trial adoption team.
That's terrific. And so we're going to be proactive. We'll be reaching out to you. Again, if you've registered, we'll reach out to you and talk about the free trial with you, what gear you're looking for. I love that you can try one of everything. That's really great. Or tailor it to your needs. That's fantastic. So, all right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Remember to come to our next Meraki May event. It's on the 27th. It's going to be at 3:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You need to sign up quickly. We'll be sending out some links if you haven't already signed up, because we want to send you your margarita kit. So we're going to have a mixologist, and we're also going to be talking about managed Meraki. So Nick has already touched on it a little bit on what the managed service is. So maybe you want the Meraki, but you want some additional help and support with managing the platform, managing your network. We're going to be talking all about that next time. So it's Managed Meraki and Margaritas on the 27th. And thank you so much. If you have any questions later on, then please just let us know. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for joining. Bye.